A slightly different style of reflection today on Friday the 27th of March. In a moment I'm going to disappear and just going to be a picture up on the screen and some music, a beautiful piece of music, one of my favourites, which is The Lark Ascending by Vaughan Williams. And as you listen to the piece of music, I'm going to just take us on an imaginary journey. And I would encourage you just perhaps to close your eyes and to listen to the music, and in your own imagination to visualise the journey that I'm going to take us on. I want you to imagine that you are leaving your own house, locking up the front door and walking out of your gate or driveway along a path, and a taxi stops and picks you up, and the taxi takes you to Farnham Station, and at Farnham Station you get onto a train, and there's no one else on the train, but it's a peaceful journey through the countryside. As you look out the window, it's a beautiful day, and you watch the English countryside passing by. The route that the train takes is unfamiliar, but the train eventually stops at a small country halt, and you get off onto a deserted platform. As you walk down off the platform into a small country lane, you're very aware of the bird song around you, of the smell of fresh air, wildflowers, and you start to walk up the small country lane. Eventually you come to a stile in the hedge, and you cross over the stile, and in front of you is a well-worn footpath out across a meadow. As you walk across the meadow, you run your hands through the long grass beside you. You can smell the wild flowers, the grasses around you, and a gentle breeze is blowing at the grass as it sways on either side of you. As you come across the top of the hillside, in the distance you can see the sun glinting on the ocean. And you continue along the footpath as it drops down on the other side of the meadow into a wood. And you continue along the footpath in the woods, where there are bluebells and dappled light coming down through the canopy of the trees. There are ferns growing up around you, and that wonderful smell of moss and damp soil as you walk through the forest. As you come perhaps towards the outer edge of the forest, the path drops down some gentle steps, and as you follow it down, you see in the distance a small cottage with a pretty walled garden, and you open the gate and go into the garden. The windows of the cottage are open, and there's the sound of music playing, a gentle wisp of smoke from the chimney. As you walk round to the front of the house, the garden drops down towards the edge of the water, and there's a small pier, a small dock with two chairs at the end of it, just gently jutting out into the water. You follow the path down through the garden and out onto the dock. By now the sun is starting to get lower in the sky, but it's still a warm evening. And as you take up one of the chairs, beside you is the Lord Jesus, who smiles warmly at you. And you sit together in the stillness of the early evening light and look out across the water. I wonder what you would say to the Lord Jesus in these moments. At the end of your conversation with the Lord, he stands and you stand with him and he embraces you in a way perhaps you've never been held before, and you become aware of his overwhelming love for you. As you let go, as you hold his hand one last time, you turn to leave and you retrace your steps up into the garden and past the cottage, closing the garden gate behind you. You walk back through the wooded path, aware again of the flowers around you and the gently fading light, along the path through the meadow and down across the stile into the lane and back to the small platform on the country halt where a train is waiting. You board the train and gradually fall asleep as the train continues on its journey. As you awaken, the train is arriving back at Farnham Station, where you get out of the train and back into the taxi. And within just a few moments you're arriving back at your own home. You go back in through your front door and find yourself sitting back in the chair where you started. Hold on to these memories of the conversation that you've had with the Lord and know of his delight for you today. Amen.